Are you leaving money on the table? Seriously, it's a genuine question. I mean, in today's economic climate, every single dollar counts, right? But the crazy thing is, thousands of people are missing out on essential financial relief that they are completely legally entitled to, simply because they just don't know the proper steps to claim it. Well, let's dive into this, because today we're going to fix that. Take a look at this number, $467. That is the maximum base amount an eligible individual could receive from the Canadian government this year through a very specific tax-free quarterly payment. And honestly, if you have a family, that number goes up significantly. So the stakes here are high, and the financial relief is very real. Welcome to this explainer on how to apply for the GST/HST credit in Canada. I am so excited to guide you through all of this material today. Our goal is super simple. We want to make applying for this credit incredibly easy, even if you are a complete beginner when it comes to Canadian taxes. We're going to break down the exact steps you need to take so you can finally secure the financial benefits you absolutely deserve. Okay, here is our roadmap for today's explainer. First, what is the credit? Second, who is eligible? Third, the application process. Fourth, navigating special cases. Fifth, FAQs and pro tips. And finally, number 6, next steps and our disclaimer. All right, let's jump right into section 1. What is the credit? Financial relief for Canadians. So what is it? The GST/HST credit is a tax-free quarterly payment designed by the government to help individuals and families with low and modest incomes offset the goods and services tax or the harmonized sales tax that they're already paying on everyday items. Think of it like the government giving you a little piece of that tax money back. But here's a vital piece of knowledge to kind of future-proof your finances. Starting in July 2026, the GST/HST credit is officially transitioning to a new name. It's going to be called the Canada Groceries and Essentials Benefit, or CGEB for short. Now, the purpose and the eligibility, they remain exactly the same. It's really just getting a fresh title that better reflects its goal of helping you out with daily essentials. Moving right along to Section 2. Who is eligible? Qualifying for the credit. To actually get this money, you need to meet 4 fundamental requirements. First, you've got to be a resident of Canada for income tax purposes. Second, and listen, this is where people trip up all the time, you absolutely must file an annual income tax return. Yes, even if you made literally $0 this year, you still have to file it. Third, you need a valid social insurance number, your SIN, so the government can actually process your credit. And fourth, you must meet the adjusted family net income thresholds. Because the program specifically targets low and modest incomes, as your earnings increase, the credit gradually decreases until it eventually phases out completely. Let's look at what this actually means in reality using the 2024 maximum amounts. An eligible individual can receive up to that $467 we mentioned earlier. Now, if you have a spouse or common law partner, boom, that's an additional $467. And for each dependent child under 19, you get an extra $123. To put that into perspective, a family of 4 could potentially receive up to $1,180 annually. That is a massive boost to a household budget. And remember, it's paid out entirely tax-free. Okay, Section 3, the application process. It's easier than you think. Here is your step-by-step guide. Step 1, gather your documents. Just have your SIN ready, your spouse's information, and any dependent details like your kids' birth dates. Step 2, file your tax return by April 30. I literally cannot stress this heavily enough, guys. There is no separate application box you have to check for this credit. The Canada Revenue Agency automatically calculates your eligibility simply by you filing your taxes. If you don't file, they can't calculate your credit. Actually, scratch that. If you don't file, you just flat out get nothing. Step 3, keep your marital status and address updated with the CRA. If you move or say you get married, you need to log into your CRA account or call them up to update this. Otherwise, your payments might get delayed or sent to the wrong place, and nobody wants that. Section 4, navigating special cases, new residents and shared custody. Let's quickly compare standard residents with new residents. As we just covered, for standard residents, the whole process is wonderfully automatic. But if you are a brand new resident to Canada, you actually do not have to wait until tax season to get this help. Before you file your first tax return, you must submit a specific application. If you don't have children, you'll fill out a digital or paper form called the RC151. If you do have children, you use form RC66. Oh, and remember, for new residents applying for children, you absolutely must attach proof of birth for all the kids that you're claiming. Another special case that pops up a lot is shared custody. The CRA explicitly defines a shared custody parent as someone whose child resides with them at least 40% of the time in a month on a near equal basis.
If you meet this legal threshold, both parents can actually claim the benefit. What the CRA will do is split the child's portion of the credit 50-50 between the two households. It's honestly a really fair way to ensure both parents get that financial support for raising the child.
Almost at the end. Section 5, FAQs and pro tips. Maximizing your benefit. So a big question, when do you actually get paid? Well, this credit operates on a quarterly payment cycle. Your eligibility gets recalculated every single July based on the tax return you filed back in the spring. So the payment cycle kicks off in July, followed by October, then January, and it concludes with the final payment in April. After that, the whole cycle just begins again the next July based on your newest tax return. Let's hit some rapid-fire pro tips to really optimize your experience here. First up, always file by April 30 to avoid any disruption in your July payment. Second, set up direct deposit through your online CRA account. Honestly, filing online and using direct deposit is significantly faster and way safer than waiting around for a paper check in the mail. Third, please beware of scams. The CRA is never going to text you a link or send an email asking you to click something and provide personal information to get your credit. They just don't do that. And finally, a cool little fun fact. If your calculated payment is under $50 per quarter, they won't bother sending you 4 tiny payments. Instead, they'll just send you the entire yearly amount as one single lump sum in July. Finally, Section 6, Next Steps and Disclaimer. Taking action. Real quick, before we completely wrap up, I just need to clearly state that this explainer provides informational content based on our source material. While we always strive to be as comprehensive as possible, we know that everyone's tax situation is totally unique. So please consult the Canada Revenue Agency website or chat with a certified financial advisor to get personalized advice and the most up-to-date information regarding your specific household. All right, I want to leave you with one final provocative thought. Are your taxes actually filed right now, and is your CRA account fully updated so you can secure your next payment? You got all the tools and knowledge you need now. Don't leave that money sitting on the table. Take action today, get those documents in order, and go get the financial relief that you deserve. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today, and hey, happy learning.